From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Ticats Today with Brayden Neville.
Hello and welcome to Ticats Today for this Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. I'm Brayden Neville. On today's episode, we have a very special guest and a guy who is an absolute beast for the Ticats on that secondary. He joins me today to talk about his book, Unbroken, the story of Delvin Breaux, which can now be purchased at the Ticats Shop. Delvin Breaux, welcome back to the show, man. It's been about a month since we last talked, and at that time you were going to Hamilton for the first time in a while. What was that experience like for you to be back in the city?
Man, thank you so much for having me again, man. Man, you know what? It was awesome, man. I was pretty much excited. I was coming back to my second home, and got to see a lot of familiar faces, and just being back in the city. It was home. It felt like I was missing out for a while.
What did you think about everything that the Ticats were able to put on? I mean, there was so much going on. I believe I caught up with you at the team parties, but what did you think about the whole spectacle behind that Grey Cup celebration?
Man, you know what? It was awesome, Brad, man. Like I enjoyed it, man. Like the first Grey Cup I went to in 2020, I think it's 2021, it was cool. So this one was just a little bit more. I'm glad we was able to play with the kids at the Armory, I believe. Like I
Yeah.
love that whole cool setup they had at the Armory for the kids to play the flag football. So yeah, man, it was awesome, man. I had a great time.
Well, Delvin, the main reason I'm bringing you on here today is to talk about your book, which is now in the Ticat Shop. And your story is really incredible. And there's so much that's happened in your life that makes this book really a great read. But what was it that made you decide that it was the right time to write a book and put your story on paper?
Yeah, man. It was during COVID when COVID hit, I always wanted to write a book. I always wanted to tell my story, but when COVID hit, it just felt like it was the right time, We didn't know if football was going to come back or how long the whole process was going to be. So I was like, you know what, let me go ahead on and take advantage of, things that I could do in the off season. So I just went ahead on and started writing my book. It was a pretty cool process. I loved it, man. So for anybody out there who wants to write a book, I say go for it. I say go for it. It's very therapeutic and it gives you an opportunity to let your thoughts out. So it's pretty awesome.
Diving into your book a little bit, and there's so many parts of this book that are crazy, but when that injury occurred and when you broke your neck, I mean, if you don't mind talking me through that day and that game when everything went down.
Yeah, man. It was crazy. It was 2 days after my 17th birthday. Yeah, October 2006. We was playing at Tag Only Stadium, and I was on the left-hand side of the field. Went down there on special teams. Was on kickoff. I went down there. Like I dove in, the guy Peyton Jason, he lifted his knee, and I was coming off on an angle, and I just dove in at, like I didn't drop my head all the way, like I just dove in, leading with my head, closed my eyes, and his knee and my head is like simultaneously connected, and that's when my neck jerked back, and man, and next thing you know, everything just went dark for me. It was pitch black, and all I can hear is my teammates like, D bro, come on, man, get up, we need you, and I'm like. I'm like I mean I want to get up like but I can't like I can't I can't move, but I don't think those words came out my mouth. Like
Yeah.
it was just it was like my subconscious thoughts running through my brain, and next thing you know, every a bright white light just appeared, man. Like it's crazy, man. Just this bright white light. I'm looking around the room, and I'm just looking. There's nobody else around me, and I'm just looking around like, what's going on? Like, where am I? And then within a few seconds, my coach came up. He was like, "Hey, Delvin, you all right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "All right, well, let's go get up." And I'm like, "All right, man." I got up. I was able to move. Got up, walked, jogged off the field. Well, not jogged, but I walked off the field.
Wow.
Took off my helmet and everything, not knowing my neck was broken. You
Wow.
know, so yeah, man, it was a pretty scary scene, but I'm thankful that I made it out, and I'm blessed to be here.
At what point did you I mean, you walk off the field, which is insane, but at what point did you realize, okay, something's probably wrong here?
When I got to the sideline, man,
Yeah.
I was getting ready to go back in. I think it was like two or three plays you had to sit out in high school back then,
Hmm.
once you come off an injury. So I was on the second play, and I'm jumping up and down, like I'm jumping, and I'm like, man, something like I felt this pain, this sharp pain, and I looked, and I saw my dad immediately, and I went to my dad. And I'm like, Dad, like I pointed back at, like, man, something wrong with back here, like something's bothering me.
Yeah.
And he set me down and everything, and they tried to give me ibuprofens. And when I took the ibuprofens, like I was coughing and I was choking on these dang on pills, man. And
Mhm.
next thing you know, like this excruciating, like something just stabbed me, man, like right in my back. And I'm like, Dad, call an ambulance, like tell an ambulance, come on, something is wrong, something is
Yeah.
wrong. And they came over, put me on a gurney, went to the hospital and found out I broke my neck.
What was that? You were in the hospital for, I believe, a month. I mean,
Mhm.
what was that experience like, and the recovery process behind an injury like that?
Yeah, man. So the hospital stay was, the beginning was a little rough, getting this halo put on my head, man, to where it stabilizes my neck and my head from keeping keep my neck stable through the whole process of them taking off my shoulder pads and moving me around and stuff. So that was pretty excruciating.
Hmm.
I don't wish that upon nobody. But as far as me being in a hospital, man, it felt like I belonged there.
Really?
It was, yeah, everything was peaceful. None of the nurses or nobody in there were telling me that my career was over with. Like nobody was with no negative energy. It was
Hmm.
cold in there. Like it just everything felt like I was supposed to be there. I'm
Really?
not even gonna lie to you, man. It felt like I was supposed to be there. And I want to say throughout the end, I had to relearn how to walk again, which was challenging, but shit, I'm used to overcoming obstacles and challenges, right? So
Yeah.
they told me it was gonna take me a while to walk. I told them I'm gonna do it in 3 days. Well, I told them I'm gonna do it in 5 days. Give me 5 days to walk, and I did it in three, man. I was walking back in three, and them people was like, man, how are you, like, wait, what? Like they were amazed.
Hmm.
So it was pretty challenging through that process, but like I said, I'm glad I'm here, man, and I got through it.
You went from being an LSU commit and you were going to go to LSU to then learning how to walk again and how to basically do things a little differently. What was that time like when you were kind of in between, when you were getting your body prepared to play football again?
You know what, man? I didn't even think about working out like that. I didn't even like it. It just my body was just naturally put together. I don't know, bro. Like I don't know, man. Like because I wasn't
Yeah.
really, how when you playing ball, you have a set regimen, right? You go and
Yeah.
work out. You wake up in the morning, you go lift, you take your protein. I wasn't really doing that. Like I was just grinding because I knew football was over with. Once LSU didn't clear me to play, I was just like, okay, well, I don't need to take protein no more. I'm good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really think about training or anything. I was just playing flag football that was keeping me in shape. It kept my cardio in shape. I was playing basketball at LSU UREC. So I just stood in shape, and when it was time for me to get cleared again in 2012, I was like, all right, now it's time for me to lift weights and drink my proteins and do what I do. So yeah.
Once you got cleared, was who were the first kind of teams that came calling? Like, what was that process like, figuring out where you were gonna finally return to playing good football again?
Man, it was out of the Kings down in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Uh-huh.
First of all, let me say that was Gridiron Developmental Football League down in New Orleans, Louisiana. And it's starting to grow, right?
Mhm.
GDFL is starting to grow, and the Kings, and I want to say the Louisiana Bayou Vipers out in Hammond, Louisiana. I ended up going with the team in Hammond, just because it felt like home when I went
Yeah.
over there, man. The guys they opened arms to me, man. Like the organization was awesome. Shout out to Coach Ryan, Mama Mo, Coach Wardell, and all those guys for just giving me a chance and an opportunity to showcase my talents again. Because remember, I broke my neck in 6 years. Nobody knows like nobody like thinking about Delvin Breaux. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like I have to stick out like a sore thumb. It's time for me to put my journey on the map, and man, I did it, man. So it was pretty cool.
At what point did you become on that NFL radar again? And when did you start to realize, okay, Delvin, like, I mean, we could still do this?
You know what? I want to say shout out to Anthony Griffin, man, my agent, my sports agent guy who helped me. He was my advisor at first, but he helped me get this workout out in Texas. I did a workout out in Texas. It was a combine, and I dominated the combine. I ran a 4.3 540.
Sheesh.
Like I dominated. I was jamming receivers up, and I had three scouts come over to me, and it was Cleveland Browns, Green Bay, and Oakland.
Hmm.
And they were like, they was talking to me. They was like, man, like where you play college ball at? Where you? And I was like, nah, I never played college ball. I broke my neck my senior in high school. And one of the scouts was like, wait, hold on, New Orleans, Delvin Breaux. I said, yeah. He
Yeah.
was like, oh man, I heard about you, man. Why, we all wanted to know what happened to you. Like
Yeah.
we knew you was a highly touted recruit, but what happened to you? And here you are. I'm like, man, I couldn't play. I just wasn't eligible in college and everything. But now I'm back eligible. I'm playing. I have film. He was like, well, go get some film in arena football, and then we'll be on your watch. And
Yeah.
man, ever since then, they just been on my radar since then. So shout out to Anthony Griffith for getting me that workout out in Texas, man.
To not only return to play in the NFL after everything that happened, but to do it with your hometown team. I mean, what was that feeling like to play in New Orleans, to play for the Saints, and to do it after everything that had happened?
Man, you know what? It was a dream come true. Most guys don't get an opportunity to play for their hometown team, man. And me, look at me, bro. I didn't play college football. I broke my neck. I'm the least likeliest guy to make. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
For it to happen too, but it happened to me, man, and it was unexpected. But I was just thankful, man. I was blessed. I was humble. I was confident, but I was more so just happy that I made it.
Yeah.
I had my family that rooting for me every week. I had my friends there. The whole city knew me, like they knew I went to 35 and my story. So it was just amazing to go out there and grind day in and day out for those guys.
That moment whenever the Saints called and wanted you to be a part of the organization, where were you? What was going on? What was going through your head when that all happened?
Um, No, man. So I was actually in Tampa Bay. I was doing a workout for Tampa Bay. I was on a little tour.
Yep.
Um and I was working out for Tampa Bay right after I was getting dressed and everything. My agent came over. He was like, who's this? Like he put the phone up to me and I'm like, oh, it says 504. And he was like, man, they called. I said, no way. The Saints did not just call. Like, no, the Saints did. He was like, yeah, they called. So we picked up the phone. We got on the phone with Terry Fontenot and we was talking and he was like, where you going to work out next? I'm like, man, I got Atlanta, Cleveland, Kansas City. And he was like, wait, who? I said, Atlanta. Oh, no, 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 man. We got to get you in before Atlanta because, it's a big rival,
Yeah.
Atlanta and Saints. He said, we got to get you in before them, man. So I ended up flying back home and worked out for New Orleans, and man, it was a dream come true. I did the workout, I dominated the workout, and man, rest was history.
Before going to the NFL, you spent some time here in Hamilton with the Ticats. It really propelled you to go to that next step. And then following your time in the NFL, you returned to Hamilton. What was that like for you to come back to the Hammer and play in the CFL again?
Well, you know what, man, let me say this. Going from Gridiron Developmental League, playing arena football. I played with the Tiger Cats 2013, 2014 prior to the NFL. Playing the
Yes.
NFL, it was a bit of a challenge because I had to adjust to the rules.
Yep.
But then when I came back to Hamilton, man, everything was just it felt like home again. It felt like, why did I leave in the first place? You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? It felt like my fans were there, my family were there, the real love and support was there, the genuine love and support was there, my teammates were there. I was like, man, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to make build a house out here in Hamilton and stay out here just because it's love in Canada, man. It made me really feel like New Orleans could adopt a few things that Hamilton has, man. So it's pretty cool.
I'm sure we can adopt a few things with the nightlife they have down in New Orleans too.
Absolutely. Yes.
I think we
Yes.
could take a little bit from both. What kind of reviews and what kind of feedback have you gotten on this book? Because everything I've read has been really good.
Man, a lot of people just seeing how truthful, honest, and courageous I am for sharing my story.
Mhm.
A lot of people see the perseverance of the things that I've been through and I've overcame to continue to keep grinding and being successful. I didn't let a simple neck injury. I ain't gonna say simple, but a massive neck injury determine my outcome of my vision and my goals, right? So a lot of people just been giving great reviews, man. They thinking it
Mhm.
should be a movie. People asking me about who I think should play me, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I really got to keep up with the new actors to see, but
If you
uh,
had to pick though, who would you pick?
I would say I like Trevante Rose, man.
Okay.
The guy who played Mike Tyson.
Yeah, yeah, he's a good
I
actor.
would say him, man. He's from New Orleans. He's from Louisiana. I ain't gonna say New Orleans, but he's from Louisiana, I believe. And he has the beard, the features. So I'm like, I think he'll definitely be a great character for sure.
I think Disney or someone's got to pick up on this, man, because it's
Man,
insane.
listen, B, I'm actually I don't want to jinx it or whatnot, but what's for you is for you, right?
Yeah,
Nothing could be taken away. But I'm actually talking to a company right now, man, that's out in Vancouver, Canada, actually,
really.
man. Pretty cool. Little Park and my guy Pan Yanatosis, we're working and we're working on our the script and we're doing some things, man, and
Yeah,
I want to say we're going to talk to Hollywood pretty soon in February once everything settles down with the acting strike and all that stuff that just
yeah,
lifted.
lots going
So
on there.
yeah, man, so the doors are opening, things are happening. I'm pretty excited for it, so yeah, it's cool.
Well, Delvin, for those people out there that are listening to this and want to come buy your book, why do you think they should check it out?
Man, y'all should check out my book just because it's inspiring. If you're ever going through anything in life, that's beating you down to where you feel like you can't do anything, you can read this book and you can definitely be inspired and determined to change your mindset. Like I say, I broke my neck. I tried to commit suicide at just 9 years old. I tried to commit suicide at 19 and 20 years old. So I've been through the worst. I've been through dark spaces. So if you're in those moments, if you're a person that been through that, you can read this book and it's going to give you hope. It's going to give you passion. It's going to give you strength to withstand anything that you're going through. So yeah, I would say that.
Well, Delvin, I really appreciate you joining me today, man. And I'm excited that this book's going to be in the shop and people down here in Hamilton can get their hands on it. They can also purchase it online as well. But Delvin, bro, it's great to have you on the show again. And make sure, Ticats fans, you go and check out Delvin's book, Unbroken. It's on shelves now. I'm sure it won't last long. It's a great stocking stuffer, a great present for someone in your life. So, Delvin, I appreciate it once again, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.